In a move that seems so dang Texan that it is no shock. Yeah, the guy who was alleged to have murdered Takeoff, Patrick Clark, yeah, that man right there. It's more likely that you gonna see Takeoff get some doggone justice Nevuary because they pushed that thing back in a move we called a couple of weeks ago. Let's go.
So Clark, clear stance, Dr. Ad.
This is Patrick Clark. He's charged in the death of Migos rapper Takeoff. He was back in court today for what was supposed to be a pre-trial hearing, but that has now been rescheduled for January. After that hearing, we can expect a trial date to be set. Until then, both sides have spent the last several months exchanging evidence and ensuring discovery is complete. Takeoff was shot and killed around 2 in the morning on November 1st, 2022, during a private party at a downtown Houston bowling alley. His attorney tells us there are no plea deals being offered, but they want the murder charge dismissed.
I haven't gotten any word that the case will be dismissed. We'd like the case to be dismissed. We believe it should be dismissed, but we've got no inclination that it would be dismissed. So we're headed to trial if that doesn't happen.
Update. Takeoff murder case continues as suspect's hearing moved to January. Houston. Patrick Xavier Clark, the man accused of killing Kirsten Ikari, Takeoff Ball of the Grammy-nominated rap group Migos, appeared in the Houston courtroom Wednesday. KPRC2 News was the only media outlet present during the hearing and spoke with Clark's attorney afterward. Here's what we learned. Clark had been scheduled for a hearing Wednesday morning, but once in court, the judge rescheduled the matter for January 8th. That appearance will be a pretrial conference, a Takeoff's death timeline. Clark's attorney, Carl Moore, told KPRC2's Rewan Bogan that if no agreement is reached with the prosecutors, the case will move toward a jury trial. We're at a point now, if we can't reach an agreement, we're going to set the case for a jury trial, Moore said. Murder Amigos rapper Takeoff at Houston Bowling Alley among nearly 400 cases flagged for forensic failures. We'll get into that a little bit later. Make sure you hit that like button for me if you can, my man or woman. What has been happening with this case over the last 3 years? Moore said no plea deals or agreements have been discussed. Instead, both sides have spent the last several months exchanging evidence and ensuring discovery is complete. When asked whether he believes this case will ultimately go to trial, Moore said that depends on how the next steps unfold. If it's not dismissed, we will be setting the case for trial, he said, adding Clark continues to maintain his innocence and hopes the case will be dismissed so he can live his life again. Background. What happened the night Takeoff was killed? Takeoff, whose legal name is Krishnik Karibal, was shot and killed around 2:40 a.m. on November 1st, 2022. Damn, it's been that long. During a private party at a downtown Houston bowling alley in the 1200 block of San Jacinto. The event was hosted by Jay Prince Jr., son of Rap Alive founder Jay Prince. Read more. New details released in daily shooting of Takeoff Migos associate also fired shots during an altercation, documents show. And we're going to get into that too. Investigators said an argument began during or after a dice game involving Quavo, Takeoff's uncle, and a fellow Migos member. Video circulating online showed Quavo walking away moments before a gunfire erupted. Takeoff was struck and died at the scene. 2 other people were also shot, but they were taken to hospitals and private vehicles and survived their injuries. Although Clark has consistently denied firing the fatal shots, prosecutors say surveillance video shows him pointing and firing a gun toward a group of people. Investigators also said Clark's fingerprints were recovered from a wine bottle left at the scene. Along with Clark, another man was also charged as part of the shooting. Cameron Joshua did not shoot Takeoff. Man faces weapon charges in connection to Migos rapper's death. Joshua Cameron was also charged with felon in possession of a weapon and unlawfully carrying a weapon with a felony conviction. His case was dismissed in December 2023. Wow. Clark remains out on bond. So those are the things that are basically going on. But let me check in with y'all, but we're going to get into all of this because it's certain things that went on as well. Bam! Y'all want to make some free money? Hit free cash. Yep, hit that QR code right there. Hit free cash. Play hundreds of games. Get on that platform. Win some money. How? Just play these dang games. Once y'all play the games, win your money. They're not selling you content. They're not selling you info. They're not selling you any doggone thing. Just click right there or tap the link in the description. And buddy, let me tell you, you're going to get your money on. It's holiday season, ain't it? So man, I know a lot of y'all just scrolling, playing your games. Why not get paid to do the same thing? Hundreds of games to choose from. Click right here to see if your favorite is in there. Other than that, let's get back to the content. Now, remember, folks, this is where it gets really, really tricky. And if you get upset with what I'm about to say, I completely understand. And I'm not going to trip off of this if you decide to go crazy in the comments and be like, man, Nash, shut up. Don't talk like that, bruh. More, whatever. But if what we are to believe actually is the thing that actually happened, then I'm going to be fair, square, obvious, and honest. We'd have to ask the simple question. What if it was your family or you? Because there's a name of Willie Bland that we talked about in that last video, and we just going to hit the recall button because, dare I say, that probably will be the reason why we won't get a favorable verdict. Roll it.
About what happened the night rapper Takeoff was shot and killed in downtown Houston outside of a bowling alley.
This comes from police search warrants in which they lay out evidence in the case and what led them to arrest Patrick Clark for the murder. KPRC2's Brittany Jeffers joining us live this morning with the update here. Brittany?
Yes, and that 8-page warrant was filed on Tuesday. And as you mentioned, it goes over some of the evidence that led to the arrest of Patrick Clark. Now, HPD detectives say that they wanted access to the accused killer's truck in order to search for more evidence. That warrant also details some new information about what happened the night that rapper Takeoff was shot and killed. Now, according to this warrant, Takeoff and Quavo, members of the group Migos, were in town to visit music producer Jay Prince. They played basketball at a local gym and then at a private party at a bowling alley. Now, while there, they played a dice game and someone lost a large sum of money. According to this warrant, 34 people were standing outside of the bowling alley before the shooting started, and Quavo argued with several men about the dice game. The warrant states that this fight got physical, and police say video shows 2 people fired shots. One of them, a man identified as Willie Bland, who investigators say is associated with Takeoff and Quavo. Police say that his shots were not fired in the direction of Takeoff. Those other shots, however, they say came from a gun held by Patrick Clark. The warrant states that Clark was also holding a wine bottle at the time, which was left at the scene. Investigators later had that bottle tested, which showed the fingerprints matched Clark's. The video shows the shots fired in Takeoff's direction. He was hit twice. Investigators believe forensics showed the shots that killed Takeoff were reportedly fired by Clark, based off of how both men were positioned. Police later arrested Clark, and he did have a gun on him at the time, but documents state it was not the one used in Takeoff's murder. Now, investigators also used video as well as phone data to tie him to this location. At this point in time, Clark is currently being held on $2 million bond. Reporting live in downtown Houston, I'm Brittany Jeffers, KPRC 2 News.
Brittany, thank you.
Now, Nash, you said we probably were going to disagree with you. Why? I got you. Because at the end of the day, remember, if you are the reason why a crime happens, you're charged with that crime most of the time, depending on what the crime is. Meaning this, if Patrick Clark actually fired his gun in self-defense, because that's exactly what it sounds like, in my opinion. I don't even understand why Willie Bland is not charged with the murder of Takeoff, because there's a lot to be had there, bro. And I think the police might have overdid it. The truth of the matter is, how it looks from the outside looking in, I don't have further details. There's a whole entire actual video that films the whole entire thing that can't come out just yet because it is evidence. Okay, so let's make sure we understand that part. For those who are trying to get access to that video is technically evidence, and that's why it's not out there. Only states I believe that do something like that will allow you to have that is like freaking Florida. But bear with me. I'm going to walk you through step by step. Trust me, It's worth the watch. So if we recall the argument, right? Because I won't play it because of the shooting and all that. It can get your channel struck. There's a lot of channels, including mine, that were struck showing that damn video. Certain parts of it, right? And y'all get mad when those videos don't happen. But to the point. The video shows Quavo talking to, I think cuz name is like Lil Rod or something like that or something. Whatever the hell his name is. Anyways, he's arguing with Lil Cam. That's what his name is. He's arguing with Lil Cam. And Lil Cam seems like, dare I say, kind of like chill. It seemed like Lil Cam is the one trying to de-escalate shit. So you see Quavo going off. Yeah, bro, man, you want to play some basketball and all that? Because it seemed like Lil Cam might have whooped him for his money. Might have dug in the pockets. That's what it sounds like, because you're not going to take the stance that Quavo took had you got the W. So what ends up happening is they get into an argument, but it's more argumentative on Quavo's side, while Lil Cam seems like the goddamn adult in the room and gave him an opportunity to win his money back in another way. Quavo takes off, starts to walk. Willie Bland is kind of on the outside of it. Now pay attention. This is where it gets crazy. They're walking away because Quavo say, man, let me get out of here before I hurt somebody. First off, them words right there, me and mine, we on hills right then and there. Now, if it's a rapper, I'm going to be all the way authentic with y'all. I'm going to tell my people chill, bro. He having a spoiled child time. But street dudes who ain't got the wherewithal, who have been bouncers and security like myself, bruh, they don't go. So what it seems like, when he said that, you see Lil Cam and them start to walk off too. So the crowd of Lil Cam and Jay Prince Jr. and the other one, Jay Prince's brother, they start to go too. And it looks like Lil Cam is on his way possibly to punch him dead in his mouth. In the midst of that, you see Willie Bland on the freaking camera, boom, hit Lil Cam with a strap. And from what it sounds like, he shot a shot. Lil Cam with my crew, a.k.a. Patrick Clark's crew. He see that. He up fire. Bow, 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 bow. Hey, next thing you know, Willie Bland started busting his gun too. And I believe, we're not going to say that one. But I believe you see Patrick Clark trying to shoot, not Patrick Clark, but Willie Bland trying to shoot Lil Kim as he's running away. Why is that part important in the story, Nash? How does that make any sense as to why Patrick Clark is not going to be found guilty? Because he was merely defending the spot. See, what happens is this. We don't know what the hell Lil Kim was going to do getting that close to him. One can only assume with no action. So the two people who ultimately should be charged is Lil Kim. But what could you charge Lil Kim with? Oh, you can't, because he didn't do nothing. That's why he had the gun charge. And they saying that shit got dropped. Which means the other part of that story is more than likely true. Where basically, when Willie Bland hit him and that gun fired off, anybody in their right state of mind would have up fire as well. Because at that moment, you're defending yourself. And you can. And you can defend your friends. He was a legal gun holder. It is what it is. So in all candor, bro, Willie Bland should be charged with the murder of Takeoff, because had it not been his actions, Patrick Clark wouldn't have fired his gun. Just like if you go and you steal and you take a friend with you and your friend gets killed, you get charged with that murder because y'all shouldn't have been there and y'all both participated in the crime. Willie Bland committed assault with a deadly weapon in the first degree, which in Texas is over 20 years. What y'all think? Y'all think I'm right? Y'all think what I think? I think Patrick Clark gonna end up beating the charges, bro. And I'm gonna be honest, it's not his fault. I know y'all don't want to hear that, but some of y'all don't want to hear that. But right is right and wrong is wrong. Quavo should have never ran his mouth. Lil Cam should have never got that close to him. But Willie Bland should have never hit Cuz with that gun. Because that's what precipitated the shots afterwards. And even if he didn't fire a shot, I still seen you brandish a firearm and swing that thing at somebody, bruh. That could cost you your life. Thoughts on this one, bruh? I'll be curious. Do y'all agree with me? Because the prosecution have been screwing up as well. They said in the reports, I had the reports, they mishandled the bottle. They said the way that they transported the bottle of Willie Bland is contaminated. They throw out that bottle, then what? So there's motions right now to exclude that as evidence. And if they did not properly secure that bottle, it's going to be thrown away. Click right here to see the Bankroll Freddy video. If y'all can, man, hit that like button like you like something. Once again, giving these away. 29K away. Other than that, I'll catch y'all the next one. Click right here for the playlist. But, hit that like button like you like something. Subscribe, turn that bell to notify, and share to keep your people aware. Let me know y'all thoughts on this one.